Hi, Steve. I'm currently studying for the LSAT, planning on taking it in August. Um, so me, as well as some other people I know, get test anxiety while taking standardized testing, and it being timed, or even while studying for the LSAT because it's a big part of your future. So what do you recommend for that?
It's a great question. It's one I get a lot, and it's incredibly important. And a couple of things to keep in mind. One is that law schools, at least those in the US, they do not average multiple LSAT scores. They only take the highest. They may see all scores, they may quote unquote consider all scores. And I think they say that simply because it sounds more holistic. But in reality, they only have incentive to actually consider in calculating your chances with their admissions index, your highest score. And so what that means is that while the LSAT as a whole is incredibly important, no one particular test date will make or break you. You can always retake. And now the LSAT's offered nearly every month. And so it's not all riding on any one particular test date. That's the first thing I would say. The second is that there are strategies that you can use to address test anxiety and test day nerves. One of them, and this applies whether you're taking the LSAT or you're thinking about law school exams in the fall, is simulate test day conditions as closely as possible and do dry runs of the exam, do practice tests, and do them in the same environment where you'll do the actual thing ideally. And because of stay at home and school being online potentially, you're taking exams at your desk with your same computer. And so you can simulate that very closely. And for the LSAT, they actually put the majority of exams in the digital LSAT format, which is the same as the LSAT Flex format. It's called Law Hub, and it's also known as Official LSAT Prep Plus. So at lawhub.lsac.org, you can purchase access to over 60 exams in the digital LSAT format. And so taking exams in that format, you can get a better sense of what the actual flow will be like because the books aren't doing it justice to replicate it as closely as possible. So do exams in the exact same format with the exact same device in the exact same environment. So if you're doing exams at home in your bedroom with your desk, clear off your desk, make it a comfortable environment to work at so you can do all your studying there rather than at a different table in a different room. With the Flex online, you also want to deal with any of the tech things in advance, like having a good internet connection, running all the appropriate updates on your computer with the software so that you're ready to go on the actual exam when it starts. And for the LSAT Flex, ProctorU actually has a service where you can meet with a live rep and chat with them to work out any tech issues in advance. So if you go to testitout.proctoru.com, test it out with hyphens in between the words, .proctoru.com, you can test out your system in advance, and you can even chat with a rep live who can look at your computer settings and set up everything in advance so that when you start on test day, you're not wasting time figuring it out and getting stressed that things aren't working properly. So the more prep you do in advance, the lower your anxiety level will be, hopefully, because you know that you have more things figured out. And the last thing I'll say, which is almost cliche, but it's true, is mindfulness meditation really can help out a lot. So even just 5 minutes a day over the course of a few weeks or a few months, it would have an impact. And if you don't want to think of it as meditation, you could think of it as focused training, where you're really training yourself to notice when your mind is wandering and you're bringing it back to the task at hand. Obviously, we're all going to fail. Our minds are all going to wander. But the moments where you notice and bring it back, that's where you actually strengthen your self-control like a muscle to notice when your mind wanders. And this has really benefited me personally. I've been doing this for years, and it helps with both staying in the moment while you're on a tough LR problem or just in general. Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.